Coin
Hey there, YouTube coin community. It's Dustin with CoinOp, and today we are going to be taking a look at how to make money on error and variety coins. So while you're out coin searching, you find some good stuff and you put it aside. Now it's time to cash in, and you want to know how? Well, we're going to take a look at that, so let's dive right on in. So you have been coin searching for some time, and now you're at the point that you want to take that change that you have found that is worth way more than face value, and you want to turn it into cold, hard cash. Well, there are a few things you need to know prior to doing that. The biggest thing is to, first of all, make sure what you have is exactly what you believe it to be. I see this all the time. Every day, as a matter of fact, I get emails with varieties that people think is one thing and it absolutely is not. So it makes a lot of sense to familiarize yourself with the various varieties and errors, and it really pays to know the difference between things such as a true double die and mechanical doubling, or die deterioration, or an error versus post-mint damage, or a die clash versus a vice job, and various things along those lines. So you really want to make sure that what you have is exactly what you think you have. Like, a lot of times I'll see what somebody believes to be a 1955 double die at verse, when the reality is it's a 1955 poor man's double die, at least it's what people like to call it, that just features die deterioration on the last 5. It is not a true double die. Or with things such as a 1969S double die of verse. Lots of people often think they have this really rare and valuable double die, when in fact what they have is just simply mechanical doubling, and it is not the true error. So there are various places that you can go to look up the various varieties and errors. So we're going to take a real quick look at just a few of those. And I picked out the sites that you can look up various denominations, not just Lincoln cents. So you have NGC's Variety Plus. Now, NGC's Variety Plus lists all of the varieties that NGC will grade, and they do have images of them. So it's a great place to go on over and try and match up and see if that's what you have. Another one that I definitely recommend is John Wexler's website, which is doubledie.com. I love doubledie.com. I use it almost every single day. It is by far one of my favorite sites. And then another absolutely excellent site that lists a lot of the different denominations would be Variety Vista. Variety Vista is another just top-notch site with lots of images, a whole lot of images, just die markers and everything to really make it easy for you to match up your variety. Now, some books to look up different varieties. I would strongly suggest taking a look at the Cherry Pickers series. It's a 2-part book series. The first part is on half cents, Lincoln cents, all the way up to the Jefferson nickel. Then the second half of it is on everything else. And then I also would strongly suggest the book Strike It Rich with Pocket Change. That book, they go above and beyond to just show you just a wide variety of everything you should be looking for, from errors to varieties. So those are 2 excellent books that you should check out. So now, once you know exactly what it is that you have, now you need to determine its grading. You need to be able to put a nice, decent, roundabout grade on your coin. Grading your coin definitely has a huge impact on value. There are some coins that, say, from a very fine to an extremely fine, the value isn't very much in price difference. Where with some coins, the value can be quite dramatic. Let's just say an 1893 S Morgan dollar, from very fine to extremely fine, you're talking thousands upon thousands of dollars in difference. So grading really does come into play. Now, there are a few places that you can go to. One, there's a great website, which is PCGS's Photo Grade. PCGS's Photo Grade has up-close images, very nice detailed images of all the denominations and all the various grades, so that you can just go right to it and match up your coin by the grade. That way you know exactly what you have. And then I would also strongly recommend, if you would prefer a book, the ANA Grading Standards. It's an amazing book. You can match your coins right up to the images of the different denominations in the book. Okay, so now you know exactly what your variety is, and now you also know the grade. So now it comes down to determining value. And I will tell you now, with some variety coins and a lot of your error coins, figuring out value can be pretty difficult at times. So there are places like PCGS has the PCGS price guide. Now I use PCGS price guide quite a bit, and the reason is because it's very accessible, it's updated daily. Now the downfall to it is the values are for PCGS graded coins, and once a coin has been graded and slabbed, they typically do fetch more money. So always do keep that in mind. If you do have a valuable coin, an error or variety coin that is valuable, I do strongly suggest sending it off for third-party grading, especially if you're deciding to sell. You will fetch more money in the long run having it in a third-party graded holder. However, when we're looking up value right now, we're going to look up value for coins that are not in a third-party grading holder. So if we were on PCGS price guide and you're looking up at the value, and let's say it says $100, well, keep in mind that is for a coin that has been graded and certified by PCGS. If yours is raw, it's going to fetch much less, typically around 70 to 80% of what PCGS price guide says. Now, if you cannot find your variety on, say, PCGS price guide, the red book, the gray sheet, the blue book of coins, any of your various price guides, you want to go over to eBay and look at past sales. Do not look at current auctions. Go to ones that have sold. You can do that in the advanced section. You just click on sold listings. Another place that I like to check out is Heritage Coin Auctions. I like to go to their auction archives and look up past records of coins that have sold. That, and I also do that over at Stack's Bowers Gallery. I also go through their auction archives. So those are some places to determine value. If you cannot find it in a price guide, I simply go to the auction houses and just pull up past results to see what they have sold for in the past, and that's how I come to determine value. So now you know the value, you know the grade, and you know what the variety is. Now you want to sell it. Well, you could go to a coin shop. Just keep in mind, when it comes to error and variety coins, most coin shops do not buy that type of stuff. And the reason is they do not have the market for it. Most coin shops, they tailor their store to the market in their generalized area. So if there's a lot of silver stackers, they're going to have lots of silver bullion. If there's a lot of gold collectors, then they're going to have a lot of gold bullion, gold coins. If people like typesets, then they're going to have various high-end type coins. But typically the error and variety coins, a lot of your dealers are not into buying that stuff. And if you happen to find a dealer that does buy that, keep in mind that a dealer has overhead. They have just a lot on their plate, so they cannot buy it at full retail value. They have to sell it at that. So they have to be at about 60 to 50% of what you would expect to get for it. So if you want to get top dollar, well, then you want to use places such as eBay or LetGo or OfferUp or Craigslist. eBay, you're reaching the world. eBay is a great way to sell. You just need to be careful with eBay. Make sure you know the ins and outs of eBay. And also keep in mind that eBay does charge fees. Now, when you are selling online, typically you are going to want to use PayPal. So also keep in mind there will be the small PayPal fees. Now, if you do sell on, let's say, LetGo, OfferUp, or Craigslist, you would be selling locally, so there would be no fees. Now, definitely do keep in mind that the social platforms, the various social platforms, have become a seller's dream lately. Places like Facebook, MeWe, you can easily sell on there. Facebook has made it very easy to sell. There are a lot of coin groups. I know there's even the Coin Op Buy, Sell, and Trade group, and we have well over 3,000 members in that group. So there's just a lot of really excellent places to sell at, especially online. I strongly suggest taking a look at a lot of that. There are just a lot of really excellent places. So if you're looking for a place to sell, social platforms, if you're a member of Twitter, Facebook, I don't care what it is, you can find a sales group on that social platform for you to go and sell your stuff. Now, I do know even with the social platforms, even with YouTube, various people with coin channels have started selling on YouTube. I know Robert Lawson and Ken Peavy, they both do coin auctions. I know Sylvia, I think they have Coin Off as the channel that they've been doing. They have coin auctions. There's a lot of people that have even been doing live auctions on YouTube. So I'll post a link to Robert Lawson's channel if you ever want to see one of those coin auctions. And also go over and support his channel. Well, everyone, I definitely hope this video has been beneficial to you with your journey through coin collecting. And I'll definitely catch you in the next one. Have fun. Real quick, everyone, I wanted to talk briefly about our sister channel, Variety and Errors, hosted by Kyle Frank.
What's happening, folks, on the interwebs? It is Kyle with Variety and Errors. Welcome to my channel.
Now, if you are into collecting United States currency, well, Variety and Errors on YouTube might be the right channel for you. Kyle goes above and beyond to explain about United States currency, what is worth more than face value in your pockets. He likes to show older bills. He likes to get into fancy serial numbers, just various aspects of the currency field. So if that is what you are into, or you just want to see somebody searching lots of bills, well, go check out Variety and Errors, hosted by Kyle Frank, which is the sister channel to Coin Op on YouTube. And while I have you here, if you enjoyed this video, do us a huge favor and hit that thumbs up button. Also, leave us a comment. The more that you interact with our channel, the more it encourages YouTube to share our content with more and more people. Also, by subscribing. If you are not yet subscribed to our channel, click on that subscribe button. And while you are at it, click on the notification bell. That way you get notified immediately when we upload new content. Well, everyone, until next time, have fun.